Hey, everybody, welcome. Hangin' and Bangin'. Once again, I am Ron Onesti on Artists on Lockdown here at Rock and Roll Heaven, right outside of Chicago at the Arcada Theater in St. Charles. And I am so excited tonight. I don't even want to say the names yet. First, let's bring my brothers in arms, my co-host of the show. First of all, I know how to say this guy's name because he changed his name. You know from Dio, you know from Black Sabbath, you know from Last in Line. The one, the only, the amazing Vinny. Let's see. C. Got it.
Follow the bouncing ball. Yes.
But I love what they were talking about earlier. Get the Vinny app. I'm telling you.
Let's get it out of the way. Let's get it out of the way. You look good today, Ron.
What's
that new intro song? Where'd that come from, Carmine? That's awful.
Well, I'll tell you what, because I was going to bring that up.
How come he's playing on it and not me?
So let's bring the legend himself from Vanilla Fudge, Jeff Beck, Rod Stewart, and everything else, Carmine Apiece. And we have your two little brothers here.
I don't like that song at all. I don't like slide guitar. We're not a country show. We should have a better intro than.
Okay, we got a well.
Plus, it should be both.
You got something? I know you got. Well, let's do something.
I'll send something.
But I got to ask you.
We couldn't get you on the phone.
Ooh.
Oh, we don't need the phone. Text me.
No, but I got to ask you, Vinny. I understand.
That's the right song.
It's better than what we had.
But that's the point. That's the whole point. I mean, I can understand, Vinny. You know, you're a little concerned that you're not on that opening song. But you
I hope Kenny and Simon are listening to this. What my brother pulls on me, just so they know.
Okay. You know what? Let's bring them.
Let's do something from our album. How's that?
Yeah, that would be better.
Okay, let's do it.
Look at him now. See, just like a good big brother, he is just like, okay, little brother, does this make you happy?
That's fine.
That's what he's doing right now.
I just wanted to get rid of the song we had.
That sounds like a news broadcast. It's still in the beginning. It sounds like a news broadcast. In the 7 o'clock news.
Jagger is tired of satisfaction. I mean, come on, that's the song. Okay, all right. Hey,
50 years later.
Hey, we got
exactly.
We got a huge show, guys. First of all, this is really, really exciting when you say these names. Let's bring them to the microphone right away. First of all, you got a legend from across the pond originally, but he's hanging out in the States these days. You know him from Freak. You know him, obviously. Whoa, what's going on here? Take it easy.
Bad company.
Welcome to the stage, Mr. Simon Kirke, the man himself.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. There he is. Hi, Simon.
Hey, dude.
Good to see you.
Good to see you, man.
So, Simon, we're going to send you one of Carmine's hats.
Say again?
Yeah, do it.
We're going to send you one of Carmine's hats, it looks like.
It looks like something from The Godfather.
That's right. It is. He's our Godfather.
Yep, that's it. That's the idea.
By the way, I did like that intro. I thought it was like a Spielberg Jurassic Park kind of intro. It was pretty cool. Sorry, Vinny. I actually thought it, and the drums at the beginning were really good.
Well, I showed him that.
Yeah.
So funny. So funny. Hey, we got another guy waiting backstage, another legend. I would mention the bands he was from, but we don't really have that much time. So let's bring the great Kenny Aronoff onto the microphone.
Yeah.
Welcome to Artists on Lockdown. What's up, buddy?
Hey, dude.
Hey, guys. Hey, guys.
Welcome
Man, I could you two guys, I could listen to the Apices talk all day. It's like, why do you have us?
Kenny,
because we got to get your stories, and we get sick of each other.
I got to get in between these two every week. It's like being the middle brother.
But you know what? Vinny said something that I always say. How come I'm not on that song? That one. And then Simon said something that makes sense. You know what? You just have, drum fills in the Godfather theme. Come on.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good
idea.
idea.
So before we get started, guys, you know me from the Arcade. I'm on the other side. I've got the venues and stuff, but you guys are the legends and icons. And I want to say four things to all the drummers out there that is just going to make them just go out of their minds. You ready? Vinny Appice, Carmine Appice, Kenny Aronoff, Simon Kirke. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, this is amazing tonight, guys. Really, on behalf of the fans, to all of you, even Vinny, to all of you, honest to God, thank you for what you've done for music for all of us all these years. It's out of control. If you look at it's unbelievable the amount of hits, and not just hits. Just even the B-sides that you guys have played on that we've enjoyed for so much. It's literally hundreds of songs from us to you guys. God bless you, and thank you so much. Honestly.
Right on.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. That was very nice, Ron.
Man. But so with that being said, I would like to take about 45 minutes or so to talk about Vinny's hat.
Hey, wait. Let's talk about how come Simon and I don't have the gold records and stuff behind us. Two of the other guys.
I don't want to bring it up.
I just took the black scrim down today. I should have left it up, and then would have been 3, and Kenny would have been the only one.
Yeah, but I just put up. I know what else. Those things have been stuck in my garage, so I finally thought, well, I should put them up somewhere.
Yeah.
And I have I hate to say, I have 1,300 of those suckers.
Yeah, I bet you do.
1,300 what?
Gold, platinum, diamond records.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
that's what I'm talking about.
With Mellencamp, I had I think between all of the records, 150 with just him.
Wow.
Well, I mean, it's 9 albums and.
Yeah.
And back then when you do a gold record, you get a gold record. Then it go platinum, and you get a platinum. Then it go double platinum, and then triple. You just keep giving you the same.
Gone.
You get all these records with the same album. So
Yeah.
Well, listen,
all mine are the same album.
Huh? You know what I heard? Someone told me that Hal Blaine had a room with the floor, the walls, and the ceiling, right? We're all records.
Oh,
wow.
Yes.
Wait, but Kenny, you're right behind him, dude.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but
you are.
I can't. I'm not going to put them on. That's going to cost a lot of money to put them up.
Yeah. I remember when
you have your garage sale, your yard sale, call us, man. We're coming over.
Hey, Carmine, tell everybody what you used to say when I'd come walking into Ocean Way or Henson or somewhere. What did you used to tell me?
Oh, man, I forgot, dude. I'm getting too old.
No, it's hilarious. It's hilarious. You go, oh, no, Kenny.
Yeah. Oh, no, I got a better one. I got a better one for you. When you were moving to L.A., all the drummers in L.A. say, Kenny's moving here. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah. Well, and he used to say, I'm going to buy you a one-way ticket home, Kenny.
Yeah,
come on.
Who was it? Too much competition that was going on here?
Oh, yeah. Because Kenny was doing all the sessions.
Well, what it was, I was playing on different records, but it was just funny because I was playing on a lot of records back then.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, let me put something in perspective. When I did my first tour with Ringo, we had Peter Frampton, Jack Bruce, Gary Brooker. I mean, a wonderful lineup. And we were waiting for the boss to arrive, and we just said, I wonder how many albums between us we've sold. And this was the first tour was 96. So I know the Bad Company back then and Free had combined about 70 million. And Frampton said, oh, well, we got, I think Frampton Comes Alive and my other sold about 80 million or 90. And Jack Bruce chimed in and said, well, I'm not sure, but maybe 50 or 60 million. These are albums, by the way. And then Ringo walks in, we say, hey Richie, how many albums did the Beatles sell? He said, about 2 billion. Now, come on, let's fucking start working.
Oh, my God.
Talk about
Oh,
I can see it. I can see
Hey,
it.
those-
He's got that
hey.
dry humor.
hey, those
That's a
days
great
are
one.
over. Those days are over.
Totally.
God.
streaming now.
I mean,
It's
what do you
streaming.
guys? So on that question, where do you guys see? I mean, obviously it's all downloads now. It's all. I mean, but where does the artist come in to make their end on these deals? Is it strictly on touring?
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It was until the COVID.
Yeah, unless
Oh,
you're
yeah,
like
that's a whole other-
unless you're like Kanye West that sells 130 million streams, he'll make himself a $500,000, you know. But
Exactly. It's exactly. It's like
but that's not like the money that we used to make.
Yeah, especially
No,
because of duet with Taylor Swift. We'd love to see that. So you guys, what have you guys been doing, Simon? What have you been doing during the whole COVID thing, keeping yourself
You know
busy?
what? I've never been more busy doing nothing. It's amazing. I swear to God. Because
Yeah.
That's a good way.
I have a studio in my house in Montauk. And, you know, not a big thing. It's got all the basic, the Pro Tools and so on, and obviously a couple of kits. And I've done an album, a complete album with a great singer and songwriter in England. I've done about 6 or 7 sessions over the last year. I do a lot of songwriting. I scored a movie.
oh God.
Yeah, I've actually been really busy, but now it's starting to taper off. And I was speaking with Fleetwood, Mick, he's in Hawaii, and saying, we're all desperate to get out. I said, why don't we all go out in like one big package tour, like from the 60s, like Bad Company and Aerosmith and Fleetwood Mac and Mellencamp, and then U2 and the Stones all go out together because we're all straining at the leash, waiting for the green light. I don't know if it'll be this year. I really don't, but
Really?
things don't
I
go
heard.
until 2022.
I heard that somebody said to the Stones. I was talking to somebody in Live Nation, and they said for the Stones, because they do stadiums, they said don't even think about going out until the summer of 2022,
Wow.
because in order for them to go out, it's such a huge production. You got to fill seats. So how are you going to fill? You got to fill a stadium to have all the planes and the buses and the gear. So
Right.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, even like in our industry, as far as my size venues, conversely, I mean, I've been, this is actually today is a 1-year anniversary of our complete lockdown, 100%.
Yeah. Right.
It's been nuts, but we've been here. Obviously, you guys know I'm in Chicago, and we're in Illinois, which is probably one of the toughest, if not the toughest state in the union right now with what we're going through. But all of a sudden, things are starting to lessen up, and we really think that by July, we're going to be doing something. We really do this year.
yeah. But
I wanted to ask you because we actually had you booked. Like I've been trying to get you. I first met Kenny when we was doing the Bodines by us 100 times. But I've been trying to get you at your solo show probably 4 times, and it's all during this COVID thing. So I'm curious. Can you tell? Because we got a lot of people from here watching. Tell me what your solo show is all about.
you talk about me?
No, I'm talking about Simon right now.
Oh, mine. Well, it's a bit of everything, really. I play guitar and piano, and
Wow. Awesome.
so I do. I do songs from Free. I do songs from Bad Company. I do my own songs, and then right at the end, I hate doing them, but I do a drum solo. I fucking hate drum.
Oh
solo.
yeah,
There you go.
It's so boring.
that's it.
I do like.
Hey, we only go through we only go through the 12 or 15 songs to get to the drum solo. I just want you to
I
know.
know.
Yeah, but Simon sings his ass off there too. He does sing. his ass off.
Wow. I can't wait. I got to see this. Hey, I'll play drums in your band then.
Listen,
There you go.
listen. Playing in front of you, Aronoff, would be like pissing into Niagara Falls.
No.
Well, Simon, you're the only band that Kenny hasn't paid for. You really are.
You're a great
Kenny, how about you? I know you've been doing some speaking. You've been doing some other things. What's to keep you busy?
Well, I saw the writing on the wall a long time ago when the the record sales tanked, the budgets tanked. So I got my own studio. This is the control room. So I was ready to do sessions, and I was curious, like when the pandemic hit, if people would want to, if they had the money, they got to buy food. But it didn't slow down because music makes people feel so good. So I've been doing a lot of recording.
Good.
I did. I'm working on Joe Satriani record. We're almost done because I was supposed to go on tour with him. His record entered the charts at number 8, and then
Wow.
everything complete. So Joe went, well, let's make another record. So I've been doing sessions. As a matter of fact, someone sent me a track. Edgar Winter, you're gonna love this.
No, yeah.
Ringo's playing drums. Michael McDonald singing, and Joe Walsh is on guitar, and they just want me to put some shakers on it to grease it up. So I mean, so that thing's working. But now the speaking thing, I had all these gigs booked and they got canceled. So I converted my studio into a place where I can do virtual speaking. 4 TV monitors. Yeah. I got a switcher. I got 2 cameras, one on me in a speaking location and then one on the drum location. It's just the whole setup. And so I already did 2 virtual corporate speaking. I have an agent that books this shit. And Chris, right. And so I already got 2. My goal was to get set up so that this year I could do some, but I did one at the end of last year and one this year. So I reached that goal. So that was gratifying that, I had the vision. I was proactive. I spent the money and I got the gig. Couple of gigs was paid for all the expenses. So
what do you speak about, Kenny? Sorry, man, what do you speak? I mean, it's like a
the first thing it's inspirational. It started when I had this. I have an autobiography that I wrote, and then me and Carmine came up with the same name without even knowing it.
Go on.
Accidentally, we both.
My book was called Stick It, and I found mine came out first, and then his book right after me came out.
No, you called it. No, it's the other part. Sex drums
and rock and roll, yeah.
And mine is sex drums, rock and roll.
Oh, I thought it was Stick It too.
No, it's sex drums, rock and roll. So anyway, Simon, what happens? I started getting asked to speak, and then I put a show together, and I accidentally ran into this agent, Chris, and I had a meeting with him, and he told me, I said, I'd love to speak, and he explained to me. It's way more complicated and way more involved than I ever thought. He gave me some things to work on. I came back 3 years later. Wow. And I had invested in, I had got a writer. I had put together a show. It has to have a meaning that is not about me. It's about you. How can I help you? But us being without everybody having the careers we have, when you start telling your story, it's all about you. So it's a very, very tricky a line where you have to pivot it so that your story is there, but the message has to go back to them. And so anyway, it's a continual study. As a matter of fact, when this pandemic started, I took 4 courses online that different things. One was speaking, one was a positive intelligence, one was about one of the biggest team builders, takes companies from a million to a billion to trillions. And I was fascinated by these people, and I learned a lot. I took a couple ideas and put them into my speaking. But yeah, it's something that I'm not a songwriter, this is something that was natural for me to do. And so, I've created this inspirational thing, and it's like a show, but it's, speaking. I do perform a little bit, but that's just the entertainment part.
And I think that's what's going to come out of this quite a bit. So many other opportunities with regards to virtual. Even when the live comes back, the virtual isn't going anywhere, and it gives a lot more opportunity, a lot more depth, a lot more options out there. So I think what you're going to do is I think that part is really going to explode, because as you're doing your live stuff, you're letting people know that I've got this other option. And I think people are just going to jump all over, because everybody loves the behind the scenes stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, let me say this much, that in the speaking world, they're going to have it so you can either show up at the venue or you can stay at home. So
and that's what we're working on. You know what that is? It's what the challenge with that is. It's the whole rights thing. because that's what we're going through right now. We're like, okay, what about the people? Can we do the pay-per-view? People who want to stay home or people want to come. And there's that whole ASCAP, BMI, CSAC thing that we're trying to work through. So that's going to be a tough one. You know, Simon, one of the things on this show that we do every once in a while, we talk about like cool band names. And I just want to bring up Black Cat Bones, which I really, that's going to be part of on our list, I think. Where did that come from?
No, that was a great, and you know, that changed my life because in 1968, I was 19 and I'd just come down to London from the country. I'm a country boy. And I'd made a deal with my parents that after 2 years between high school and college, give me 2 years just to let me try and do something and get somewhere. And the last month of the 24 months, there was a magazine called Melody Maker. It's just I guess you guys all know it. Very famous. And in the back of the ads,
Right.
In this blues club called the Nag's Head Blues Club, named after my ex-wife, there was this name, Black Cat Bones. I thought, what a great name! It's a really, really good name.
It is.
But it was a blues band, and the only trouble was it was way across London, a long subway ride. So I tossed a coin. Either I stay at home in my little bed studio, or I go and see this band. And it came down tails, and I went and I saw this band, and I walked in, and who was playing guitar but Paul Kossoff. And I thought, wow, he's fantastic. He was so good. The band were, they weren't great. They were playing like old standards like Crossroads and Rock Me Baby, but they weren't very good. But Koss was really, really good. And the long story short, I spoke to him and he was forming. He said the drummer was leaving, and they were auditioning drummers the next day, and I went and I got the job. And 6 months later, we formed Free. So when you mentioned Ron, when you mentioned Black Cat Bones, I go,
Not right.
It opened the door. I wouldn't be here but for the Black Cat Bones.
See, for us, Black Cat Bones is a badass title. For you, it's a heartwarming title.
Yeah,
we had a song with Jeff Beck, BBA. It's called Black Cat Moan.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's very similar. Yeah.
It's on my.
Is there any of the Black Cat Bones? Is there any of the Black Cat Bones material? Again, we're finding that a lot of these the guys have been on and they've been part of this band and that band, but then many of them are going back to that original. Hey, we had one album or we had one tour, and are you going to do another reunion? I mean, we got some of those deep fans. Any chance you doing anything like that?
With Black Cat Bones, I don't think so. I mean, we did one album with this guy called Champion Jack Dupree, who was a New Orleans barrel house piano player, but he lived in the north of England. He was a real character. And he had the Black Cat Bones backing him. We made one album on the Blue Horizon label called When You Feel the Feeling You Was Feeling. So for any aficionados of albums out there, very rare album, and that was me and Paul Kossoff, and that was 1960, the middle of 68. So, yeah.
What a cool T-shirt that must be, Black Cat Bones.
Yeah.
You know what? The other night,
why aren't you wearing it?
I know. Good. Well, you know what? Because Vinny's picking on me, and I thought a couple. See, guys, I usually wear a T-shirt. It's a whole long story with the band's names on it. Vinny picks on me, so I dressed up nice for Vinny, awkwardly enough.
Thank you very much. Hey, Simon, so your parents were okay with that you'd made the deadline, right?
You know what? That window is closing and closing.
Yeah, that was the last month.
And then when Free didn't really take off, but I was able to write home and say, Mom and Dad, I'm going to make a go of this, because Black Cat Bones was a professional band. And suddenly we had, they gave me my first ever date sheet. I don't know if you remember, guys, your first date sheet. Like 1 minute you're in bloody Philadelphia, then you're in, Detroit, and then Chicago, and then Miami. And it was a dream come true for me. But when Paul Kossoff said to me a few months later, he said, "Look, I'm tired of playing these same 12 boom, 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 boom. I want to do something." And I've met this singer called Paul Rogers. He wants to lead and form our own band. And I said, okay. I got to just shut that phone off. So over to you for a moment.
No problem.
I got to tell you this funny story. I'm going to wait for Simon, but I was nobody. It was 1978. Simon, it was 1978. I was just in a fusion band, and we were playing in Memphis. And I went, right, exactly. So I went to the arena, and you guys were there setting up to do a sound check. 1978 or 79. Yeah, and I'm playing in a club, just like, oh God, someday I hope I make it. And you guys were, so it's like whoa. And the same is for Carmine, because I remember watching Vanilla Fudge on TV going, God damn, oh man, fuck, And so
remember when we met when you were with John Cougar and Billy Gaff was managing John. Billy Gaff managed Rod.
Yeah.
And I remember going to a bunch of parties and meeting you for the first time at one of those parties.
Yeah.
And how about when we did the clinic together and you had a kidney stone?
In Albany, right?
Oh, that was bad.
Dude, Carmine, well, I was in pain. Carmine felt so bad. Well, what happened is typical. What happened to me is like, I got a kidney stone only 3 times in my life, and then all of a sudden it went away. But Carmine had, I think it had just started to come on. You get this pain in your back. It was my second one, so at least I knew what was happening. And I went, oh shit, here it comes. So you start drinking lots of water, but it hadn't done its thing yet. And Carmine felt so bad. He came to my hotel room and says, what can I do? What can I do? And I was like, probably.
You didn't look good.
You would have done that.
Yeah, the second one, I was in Germany, and I was in the Reaper bomb. Remember the Reaper bomb?
Oh, the Reaper bomb.
I was in the Reaper bomb, and it just was not quite. There was something I felt weird, like I wasn't in the mood. The promoter was offering me all kinds of shit, and I'm like, I just don't. I'm not into it. And I'm like, why aren't you not into it? And all of a sudden, that's why I'm not into it. It was like, oh, so. By the next morning, on the way to the hospital, you guys, the kidney stone hurt so much, I'm banging my head into the window because you're just going out of your mind. Because it's not a throbbing pain; it's a constant pain. They wouldn't let the German promoter to go in there with me. I didn't speak German, and they wouldn't do anything for me. And I'm trying to explain to nurse, all I need is a little morphine. She wouldn't give it to me. I'm not kidding. I finally grabbed her by the shirt, threw her up against the wall, and said, listen, if you don't give me any morphine, I'm going to destroy this entire hospital.
Wow. Okay.
I got the morphine.
I had one on the road, too. I don't remember who I was playing with, but I felt it coming on. And the next day, I think it was Vanilla Fudge. I felt it coming on. The next day, I spent the whole time in the Washington airport, and it was delayed. And I had gallons of water I was drinking. I was there so long, the kidney stone went away. Right? Wow. That's how long I was there.
Nice. Yeah. You know how funny it is? It's cool because we're doing this rock and roll show, but it kind of shows our age when the topic becomes kidney stones. So it's
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I got it. I got it in my 20s.
Oh, wow. Wow.
I got it in my 50s.
Oh, that's still young. That's still young.
Hey, Ron, how's everybody's fiber going?
There is a sale on Metamucil coming up this weekend, so I'm really excited.
Connor's better. Hey, one last thing. And then the last one with me and Kenny on the phone at the Roppongi Prince Hotel in Japan. Right? I found out what it is. I called him, and we're talking on the phone. I don't know how long, an hour?
Yeah.
And then we said, hey, dude, let's go in the coffee shop. What are we doing on the phone, right? Then we finally went down to the coffee shop and hung out there for a while. But when you're in Japan, anybody that speaks English, you want to talk for a while,
Oh, yeah. Big time.
I forgot about that. It was great. I forgot about that. Yeah.
That was funny.
The Japanese audiences, first time we ever played in Japan is free. you know, we didn't know, but it was impolite to clap between songs, and we thought we were dying
Yeah.
of death.
Wow.
I said to our roadie, said, "What the fuck's going on?" And the promoter said, "It's okay, it's okay." And at the end of the show, they threw little dolls. They all rushed the stage.
Oh, yeah.
But they didn't clap between songs.
Is that true to today, do you think?
No,
Yeah.
it's a little different now.
Yeah,
Hey,
I did
Simon.
a drum solo in Japan, and I, you know, and stop, and you expect, yay, and it was nothing. I'm like, oh my God. Now what?
That's
horrible.
a freak out moment, man.
I just gave you my best shit.
Yeah, I know.
I don't
No,
have
but-
another part.
Do you guys remember
I do.
when the concert's over, they file out like soldiers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember? They go the front rows go grrr, second rows grrr.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Loved it, man. Loved it.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Good
Simon,
food,
back
though.
in the day when Free was
Yeah.
coming out, we learned a lot about different bands. And when Free was at its height, what kind of a touring band were you as it pertains to like guys like the backstage? Were you guys like nuts? Were you guys all to yourselves? Were you like really enjoying
Yeah,
the
I mean,
fame?
we were the latter. We were 4 kids, really. I mean, we were a very young band, but we toured constantly.
And people don't realize that, just how young you were.
Yeah, we were. I was the oldest, and I was 19 when we kicked it off.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Wow.
6 months younger than me. Paul Kossoff was 17, and Andy was 16. He wasn't even shaving. You know, so, and we stopped. We were constantly touring. I didn't do one session. Free was together 5 years. I was not allowed. I don't know, but I never did one session outside of Free. We were such a close knit band. Except
That's cool. That's good though.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it was.
I think that's cool.
So when Free finally broke up, you know, and I sort of emerged into the sunlight, you know, I got a lot of offers. We finally, you know, got hold of you to so and so. But we were a very insular unit, and I think that's
I like that.
our strength.
You know,
Yeah.
the reason why I got into the session thing with John Mellencamp, we're like flying around in private jets, selling out arenas, and I was just on salary, you know, even though it was a band. John comes up to me the last show at Milwaukee Fest in your area around Milwaukee Summerfest, and he goes, throws me. We're selling out arenas, no opening acts, 360 degrees. We were the bad mofos. He sends me a check. Here's your fucking bonus check, Aronoff. Hey, don't spend it in one place. I'm quitting the music business for 3 years. I went, holy shit. And I just gotten divorced. So I'm like, I mean, he didn't. But the way he delivered that message, I thought, oh my God, I'm at the mercy of one guy. So I went, all right. Instead of working for one rock star, I'm going to work for all the other ones. And that's what got me into doing sessions. I never wanted to be in a situation like that again, where I was at the mercy of one guy. And that's what got my whole session thing going. I never forgot that. Because I literally, I mean, shit, I literally had I added it up after giving my wife the settlement. I had 5 months worth of money to pay my bills. And I went, I'm never going to be in that place again.
Interesting.
You know, talk about Free and not doing sessions. The same thing with Vanilla Fudge. Nobody did sessions. You know, the band was just Vanilla Fudge, tight.
Yeah.
After we broke up, then me and Tim started doing some stuff. We did. I think the first outside session I ever did was with Jan Ackerman from Focus.
Oh,
on his solo album, and I got to play a little more jazz rocky kind of stuff. But that was not till 72, maybe. You know, I'm already in Cactus and on the way to BBA.
You know, Kenny, so the other night, you know, we're trying to figure out stuff to do. We're very busy. We're all very busy in our worlds, but I'm scrolling YouTubes and stuff, and I saw this great tribute to the Beatles. And the tribute to the Beatles was with Ringo Starr and Paul McCartney, and it was at the Kennedy Center Honors, and you're playing drums. And another thing that I don't think enough people realize, just how many of those Kennedy Center Honors. I know you did 2 Grammy Award shows.
I did 7
Grammys.
Wow.
No, I did 7 Kennedy
Yeah,
Center
the
honors.
Kennedys, right.
And that Beatles tribute was a CBS special called "The Night That Changed America."
Right.
I did Paul McCartney. You probably saw the Paul McCartney with Steven Tyler.
Right.
And that was at the Kennedy Center honors. Yeah.
Well, take us beyond, because that's one of my favorite things. Like when Zeppelin was honored, and
I did that one too.
Art came out. You're part of that, weren't you?
I did Lenny Kravitz and Kid Rock.
And then Jason Bonham came out and did the Zeppelin part.
There's a funny story about that. I get a call. I email or text the producer and I said, "Hey, what's going on this year?" And they go, "It's going to be a black dog and a rock and roll night." I went, "Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious, Zeppelin?" They went, "Yeah." So I went, "All right." So then I'm going to be playing with everybody, 7 artists. And then 2 weeks later, they go, "Oh my God, guess what? The Foo Fighters are doing it." And I went, "Awesome." And then I realized, oh shit, that means I'm not doing rock and roll and I'm not doing Black Dog. Okay, but you gotta have the Foo Fighters. That makes a great show. And then finally I'm gonna do Stairway to Heaven, and they go, who do you think should do better with that song? The Hart sisters or Beth Hart? I went, well, they both are phenomenal, but I would go with Hart because they did Zeppelin when they were kids in clubs. Mm-hmm. And you got Nancy can play the guitar real good, and Ann obviously is badass. So they went, So I'm like, oh, this is great because I love those girls. So then all of a sudden I get a call. Well, guess what? You're not doing that either. They said we got Jason Bonham, and I went, well, duh. Of course. Right. Duh. So anyway, so the Kennedy Center Honors is the most intense. The Super Bowl to me, because you have to be able to read like a motherfucker, and they don't even tell you the songs until a week before. Then, so what I do is I listen to the original recordings, but then I go on YouTube and see, like, for example, when we honored Sting, Bruno Mars was one of the guys, and I noticed that Bruno does a Police medley. So then I started to make charts of what he does with that. Anyway, we get to the Kennedy Center Honors on Thursday night. Friday morning, I come in there, make sure I'm situated. I'm just sitting there waiting for the MD to bring his charts in. And as soon as he hands the charts out, I start looking at mine and looking at his on. Holy shit, they changed the arrangement. I'm trying to move letter A to here and B there and cross out that chorus. And then he's going, all right, let's pick this song. And I'm like, holy shit, and I'm moving fast. And then we rehearse that with the band. Make all the adjustments, make all my changes. This is why I write it down. I can't remember shit. So then we go through all the songs. Then the artists come in and they change it again. And then, oh my God. So then that night I go back and rewrite everything. Then we come in and do a camera block. And then, there's more tweaks. I remember Sting coming up to me when we were honoring McCartney, and he's got the last of the 7 guys. And he's going, hey, could you? And I'm like, yes, I can. I go, don't fuck up, Sting said. You just don't want to fuck up. And, it's a 16 camera shoot. They're filming it. And I have a script of the show, so I know when to count off, who to count off, who to give the temp, like maybe give the tempo to the MD. It's all this other shit besides playing drums. It's like nerve-wracking. It's really nerve-wracking.
Were you on the Beth Hart, Jeff Beck, Rather Go Blind song?
No, that was one where they wanted the musical director wanted to have a different drummer for that where who were they honoring? I forget.
Buddy Guy.
Yeah, would you say Buddy Guy? Yeah, they brought in Charlie Drayden to play drums, and then Buddy Guy had his drummer on it. Yeah, I didn't get to play, but didn't matter. I enjoyed. I mean, I'll tell you, man. Anything that Jeff Beck is on, I don't even pay attention to anybody but him. It's like he's singing it, and I'm going, "What the fuck is he playing?" It's amazing.
No, you know what? It absolutely. I mean, obviously, there's a ton of stuff that Carmine did with Jeff, of course. But one of my favorite things is the Kennedy Center Honors when he and Beth Hart and he opens up. It's one of the most amazing guitar riffs you'll see. Dude, Simon, what's happening? So, I mean, Bad Company is still going out, right? I mean, obviously, regardless of COVID, it happens, but they're still coming, right?
Yeah. We had a big tour with Rod, Rod Stewart this summer. Or rather last summer that obviously came to nothing. So we're just waiting like everyone else. But we still have a pretty damn good band. As long as Paul's singing, then I'm happy.
Yeah.
He's such a good singer.
How about that voice?
We're just drumming our fingers like everyone else.
Yeah.
Paul was always one of Rod Stewart's favorite singers. When I was with Rod, he'd always say, that he loved Paul.
Hey, Simon, Simon, I got to share something with you. So, Simon, somebody during the COVID, I got talked into doing a drum book, which is, I thought, and the guy said, well, it's for Hal Leonard. They said, it'll be easy. I'll do everything. You just sign off. And they said, there's going to be 12 songs that you're going to play and record. I went, okay. Well, anyway, long and short of it. So one of the songs they picked to help kids understand groove and time is Can't Get Enough, right?
Oh, wow.
We recorded.
Yeah.
Now, but I'm such a stickler for doing it actually the way it's really done. So I'm listening to you play. I got my hand on the subwoofer of a speaker trying to identify. Yeah, is that a bass drum or is that a bass? Dude, this is page 1. Page
Whoa.
1, dude.
Oh my God.
Holy smokes.
That's you. That's page 2.
Wait a minute. Bar 36.
Hey, is that the one you're doing with Dave Hakim?
No, that's a different one.
Okay.
So this is with Rick Mattingly.
Wow.
But so
Well, the thing about funny, Kenny, the thing about Can't Get Enough is about after the guitar solo, instead of doing the 4s on the hi-hat, I do the shuffle, the Mick Fleetwood doom. And that
You
just
did?
came out of
I
thin
couldn't
air.
hear that. I couldn't hear that, so I keep it quarter notes. I should call you up and so dude, every single note. Here's what I pride myself. Every single note, every single note is on the recording I did for the book.
I am
Every
impressed.
single.
I really am impressed.
I'll send it to you. The
God bless you. God bless you, Kenny, because when it comes to that, I get somebody to write it out for me.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, there's like what people don't realize. You go do da do da boo do da, but the pre-chorus do da do da with the foot, right?
Correct. Exactly.
And there's and so I'm trying to feel and you see these charts. You go online, they skip 90% of it. They don't get right.
Sure.
So here's one that's really hard. So they want me to do Pride and Joy. So I call up Chris Layton. I say, Chris, what the fuck were you playing? He says, I don't know. We were just playing.
Well, that couldn't have been charted.
No, not at all. But so I charted it though. So here's what Chris does, you guys. So what he does most of the time, he says, I play quarter notes on the ride cymbal, quarter notes on the bass drum, and the left hand, of course, do that. But his main groove, which I never heard of, is called the rub shuffle. It's going into 1 and 3. He does a not gaga. It goes like a rub. So what I'm going to do in that particular song is I'm going to say that's the basic beat, but in the solo I go do da, and the message to the listener is like you should be able to try to be able to play both of them, and you decide when to use one or the other. Let the music dictate. That's what Chris said. He always said I just did whatever the music sort of dictated.
Yeah. True.
What a nightmare, though.
Get in the way of the singer, it's all. And I'm not being, but really the singer is the guy you've got to provide, and we all know this. You have to provide that bedrock for him. And I don't know about you, but I watch Paul like a hawk. I guess Carmine used to watch Rod, Kenny used to watch
all of them. All of them. Oh my God. No.
Well, the good thing about when you play with a band like BBA and the drummer's singing, you watch yourself.
All right.
So I'd like to see you chart out one of those songs, Kenny. You'd be seeing a lot of notes.
So how much of that, coming from, again, a fan, I mean, obviously you're doing a Bad Company show, I would imagine everything's pretty much the same from a structure standpoint. But how often does that happen or does Paul ever throw you a curveball or Kenny, does any one of the guys all of a sudden it's like, wait a second, what are we doing here in a live show? Does that happen often?
Yeah,
Live.
because
How about Paul?
I mean, Paul is pretty. And back in the early days when we also used to smoke a lot of dope, and I remember we did, which was one Ready for Love, and it's just this A minor to D, A minor to D, waiting for Paul to come in, and he's so out of it that he's just sort of looking around. And Boz Burrell, our dear departed bass player, after about 35 seconds, just sort of sidled up to Paul and said, "Sing," because he was just gone, you know. But I don't know about you, but really, once we've got a beginning and middle and end of a song, it doesn't really alter that much. It would feel like Making Love or Shooting Star is pretty much, hard and fast. You can't really screw around with those arrangements. That's the way the company is. We just play songs. I know BBA was different, much more loose. But that's how Bad Company was and still is.
How do you guys do this? Like Carmine, you had several incarnations of you, with what you did. Aside from, forget about the Jeff Beck and Rod Stewart thing. I'm talking about Fudge and your BB, and, your incarnations. And Simon, you obviously got Free and BC. When you go from from one band to another, how much structurally or stylistically does that change? You tried, okay, this is the Bad Company sound. So, this is the Free sound. So now the Bad Company sound has got to be this. Does that happen?
Well, Bad Company and Free were similar. Bad Company and Free were similar.
Mm-hmm.
They were similar because, we had the same singer. And quite honestly, Free was a bit of a millstone towards the end. It's common knowledge that we had, Paul Kossoff had drug problems and we broke up and reformed. And you all know that once a band breaks up and reforms, it's never really the same. Yeah. So when we transferred over to Bad Company, we got Mick Ralphs in, wonderful guitarist, not a genius, but I was fed up with working with geniuses. They're a pain in the ass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Give me a good.
That's why I don't work with Vinny. I can't work with him.
Keep it up.
But we never planned anything, and with Bad Company, Paul Rogers was able to play guitar. He plays very good guitar,
and people don't know that.
Wow.
No, not many people know that. He's a very good guitarist. So we managed to do that dual sort of Allman Brothers solo and Can't Get Enough. Down, 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 down. And Paul and Mick would play back to back. And
wow.
So the sound was kind of fuller with an extra guitar. Free was just one guitar, one bass, one drummer, one singer. But nothing was really finagled. We just played and let it all come out in the wash,
And
you're arrangers,
Kenny, is that on the style thing, and going back just a second to the Kennedy Center honors, those mashups kind of you had like Springsteen and Axl Rose, and you had some different, two different battling styles.
Okay, I'll tell you something. Listen to this. So the first one I did, the first Kennedy Center honors, it's the Who we're honoring and George Jones.
Right.
So Dave Grohl is there doing the Who segment. So I said, Dave, check this out. And he had no clue because all Dave has to do is be Dave. So I said, in the George with the Who, obviously it's playing like Keith, you're on top of the beat, you're playing all over the place, slamming, bashing, crashing. But I said for the country, for George Jones, the bass drum pedal, you don't bury the beater, you come off the head. The snare drum, I always hit a rim shot. For George Jones, I hit the center of the drum. Hi-hat, very soft, very soft. The drums, the bass drum is only supposed to add a little bit of impact so you hear the bass guitar tones. The snare drum is just to give everybody some backbeat. Hi-hat is like a very soft click track. For George Jones, it's not about the drums. You're just a timekeeper with feel. Dave Grohl was like, he sat and watched me at rehearsal like, didn't realize. I went, well, I am an actor. in this movie I am, and in that movie.
Right.
I mean, seriously, it's like literally, stylistically, it's just it's
Yeah.
completely different.
I felt that when I played
Wow.
with Rod Stewart, because we would play hard rock stuff like Hot Legs, and
Yeah.
then we'll be doing "You're in My Heart," which on the record I use brushes.
Right,
Wow.
exactly.
And then
Exactly.
we would do "Tonight's the Night," and I had to do the same thing, not hit the rim shot, hit more in the middle of the drum, and lay off the
Exactly.
hi-hat, and the bass drum was a little lighter.
Yeah.
So you have to sometimes, depending on who you're playing with, you have to adjust to that,
Not
Yeah.
me.
Not
Not
Vinny.
me.
Not
He's a
Vinny.
banger.
Rim shots, baby. Slam it.
I gotta ask you.
Hey, Vinny, tell Kenny your website. Tell Simon your website.
When we first started with websites, I put on my websites, the Vinny Appleseed, the loudest drummer in rock. No unplugged shit, no love songs, no ballads, no problem. And then Carmine said,
No gigs.
Well,
That's a good one, my friend.
yeah.
Yeah, but true.
that's almost like a joke.
Guys,
Yeah, but he did do okay without all
Yeah,
that stuff.
He's okay.
Yeah.
Simon, what do
Yeah.
you got something here?
Because I got to bail out soon.
Sure.
Yeah, I
but
have
I've
to too.
asked you
Shit.
three guys, you got a favorite drum?
I have a snare drum. I do.
Your favorite snare? Basically a snare.
My
You
favorite
have-
snare drum, which I modeled my signature snare drum over, is the Ludwig 1962 5x14 Superphonic 400. Come on,
Thank you.
right? Come
Oh,
on,
yeah.
Wow.
come
Yeah.
on. So
I had
now,
that.
Good.
Yeah.
and so what I do now, my favorite snare combination. So it's because it's got brass in it. I put a
Right.
die cast hoop on the top, triple flange on the bottom, and the die
Love it.
cast gives it crack, and the triple flange lets it breathe. If you put a die cast on the bottom, it chokes it. So die cast on the top, triple flange on the bottom.
Holy
Guys,
shit.
in 40 shows with many, many drummers, first time we're actually talking hardware. That's amazing.
Yes. I love
That's
it.
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, guys, I haven't asked this question in a while. And
Which-
especially Kenny, I see.
Wait.
with-
Let's stop there, Ron. I'm sorry.
Sure,
What's
sure.
your favorite snare, Simon?
I got a Black Beauty 1974. Ludwig brass. with
Ludwig.
engraved.
What size?
Every-
What size?
Every back company track.
Oh, wow.
What size?
Wow.
What size?
I'm going to be buried with it.
Is it?
It's probably 5-inch. Probably
Is it
5-inch.
five? Is it 5x14 or 6.5 like the Bonham?
5.5 by 14. And
So
I
it's
don't
probably
know-
5x14.
Is
Yeah.
it 5?
Yeah.
See, what do I know?
It's a 5x14.
Are you saying you
goes
used
everywhere.
that one? Are you saying you used this pretty much the same one on all the hits?
On every bag company track, this snare drum has been.
Wow. And what a great
Whoa.
sound on. Great sound.
I use the Ludwig 5x14 Super 400 on every Rod
Three
Stewart
levels.
track. On
Three
every
levels.
Rod Stewart
Wow.
album. And the
Vinny,
BBA album.
don't break the
And the
mold.
Vanilla Fudge album. The Vanilla Fudge, I went.
Oh.
I was the first guy to have the 6.5-inch,
Yeah.
And I went to the 6.5-inch because when I went to the big drums, I said, well, I might as well get
Yeah.
a big snare too.
No.
That used to be known as a concert snare drum, an orchestra concert
That's
snare.
right. That's right. He's
And then
right.
I brought it into rock, and then when I got Bonzo his kit, he bought the same kit, and he was
Yeah.
using the 6.5 forever. And then I went back, like probably after like Cactus, because the music was more snappy.
Yeah.
I went back to the 5-inch. And one time, my favorite snare, my favorite of all time, was been to all these bands with me. I was on stage with Rod, and we did a sound check. We come up to sound check. One of the trusses fell
Oh, shit.
no.
right on the snare and crushed it. I
Oh.
was so pissed off, not even thinking about 10 minutes before there, I was sitting there.
You could
know?
have been there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That would've
it
been your
crushed
head.
my snare drum, and that was the end of that snare drum. I
Yeah.
How
love
about
that
you,
snare.
Vinny? What's your
Vinny, what
oldest?
about you? You got
Actually, the same drum, the 5-inch by 14.
Wow. All four of us.
Here's that on the first Sabbath album.
And tomorrow I'm having lunch tomorrow with Bill Ludwig III.
You got to tell him. He's going to love it.
I'm going to tell him that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, Dude, that's so heavy. All of us, man.
Yeah.
All of us got.
But I
like-
used to.
Cool.
It used to
I got a
loosen up.
19. I
Would
got a
loosen up all the time.
1924 Ludwig Black Beauty sitting in here.
Yeah.
But it's a 15-inch.
Oh, so does it have 8 lugs? 8 lugs? It's got 8 lugs on it, I bet. It's probably got 8 lugs.
How do you know all
'Cause-
this shit?
Yeah, I think it's got 10 lugs, maybe. Hold on.
That's rare because I mean, I collected snares and did all those sessions, and
That's
I
more than
just
8
got
lugs.
8 lug,
One,
right?
2, 3, 4,
Wow.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 10 lugs.
That's rare. That's rare, bro.
Look
See,
at
the
that.
eight-
muscle lugger.
Look at this thing.
Wow, the 8, tube lug. Yeah, that's great.
Now, you
See,
know
the
what's
eight-
funny? Look at this. This is a 1968 Ludwig throw-off.
Yeah, on a,
Oh,
Because
Oh.
when I used to use this, and they had catgut snares, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get them. So in '68, I put this, Ludwig 68 on there, which decreased the value of it. But
big time.
But-
It went from 3,000 to 300.
yeah, but you know what? It sounds great.
Yeah, I
Sounds
know.
great. The 15-inch are
That's all
rare,
that matters.
so
yeah.
Hey guys, our time is almost up, but I did want to ask one last question because, especially, and Kenny, I'm looking at all your jewelry hanging on the wall there, and if Simon, if God forbid your house is on fire and you got to grab one thing to run out the door with, what would it be, Kenny?
I have a small little safe with some real collectible stuff in it. I'd grab that, and I'd probably grab
wait
my
a second,
gun.
wait a second. With some collectible stuff, what? What's so valuable? Maybe you don't want to say. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't know. I can't even remember what's in there. And I'd grab some files, and I'd just grab a handful of black clothing because I like to wear black. And I know where my checkbook is. Maybe I'd grab my 9mm.
I got
None of
a,
records.
I have a
I'm
9mm too.
You would do your snare drum. I'm thinking, please, I'm begging you, grab the snare.
No, my snare drums are at my studio here.
Oh, okay. How about
I mean,
you?
I got
Simon?
Oh, is the studio not in your house? Ah,
No.
where's your studio? What's that?
Well,
What
like,
town?
well, I'm in Studio City. You just go toward like Sherman
Sherman
Way.
Way.
If you took
Sherman
Lancashire, almost up to Sherman Way,
Oh, okay.
take a left on Bow Street. There's a lot of places like that here.
Yeah, cool.
How about you, Simon? Anything?
My first gold record, All Right Now, by Free. And my
yeah.
Black Beauty. That,
I know what I would take. My laptop.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, seriously,
You know-
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I would take? Simon's record.
Well, I've
Simon's
got
first gold
my
record.
I've got my last in line picture of me and Vinny that I keep next to my bed, so that's what I would take. Anyway, hey guys, I know you guys got to go. We got to run. Thank you. I can't even tell you, Simon
Great.
Kirke, Vinny Aronoff.
Thanks, guys.
Kenny, be in
Dude.
touch. Be in touch, Kenny.
Yeah, I will.
Simon,
It's such an honor. It's such an honor to be with you guys. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's a lot of
It's
fun.
so fucking cool. Thanks for inviting me.
safe.
All right, you
Yeah,
guys.
no problem.
You
See you
too.
soon.
All right, take
Guys,
care.
on the road.
See ya.
Thank
Bye.
you very much. Hey, everybody, make sure you like us, you share. We are now on Apple Podcasts Live.
Yeah,
So check us out there. We're on YouTube. We're everywhere. We need you to like us. We need you to share. Tell everybody about Hangin' and Bangin', Artists on Lockdown, where each week, every Thursday, we talk to the top in rock and roll, especially behind the music and in front of the microphone. So until next Thursday, Carmine, Vinny, we'll see you next week, right?
See you next
Kenny
week, bro.
Aronoff,
Ciao.
you, my
See
man.
ya. Bye.
Bye, Kenny.
You're amazing. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Bye.